Right, you're watching TVC Breakfast. On this segment, we're discussing the statement by the president-elect that he looks forward to giving workers in Nigeria a living wage, not just a minimum wage, as been asked by even labor itself or other workers. He intends to change the system and create a new dimension of welfare for Nigerian workers, and that's what we're talking about. And we have in the studio Oladeinde Ariyo, as well as Mike Oluwagbemi from our Abuja studio. They have been helping us to make sense of all of this. Now, Oladeinde, the point there is, Mike mentioned the credit system that President-elect had promised that he was going to create. Yeah. Now, this credit system has a lot of cascading benefits attached to it. Now, the issue of education is there, where you can access funds for education without necessarily paying at once the way we do it right now. Right. There is the issue of health, health insurance, where you out of pocket, you don't pay that anymore. Right. There's the issue of credit for housing, which you should be able to afford. Then there's the issue of travel and welfare and so on. But however, the challenge is, where will the monies come from at this time when, it looks like, in fact, the Senate President, so many persons have said Nigeria is broke. Nigeria is not as, the resources don't as, exactly, that's the word. Thank you for lending me that word. Nigeria is not as buoyant as it used to be. So where will all the monies come from to achieve all of these?
I'm not going to agree that Nigeria is broke. We are not broke. Right. What we are seeing is a reflection of mismanagement of resources. You must understand that there are areas where so much fund is being channeled into, which, if you look critically, I will classify them as waste. Okay, yeah. We still have so many drain pipes through which money is wasted. Not only that, our budget system also doesn't make sense in the real sense of budget administration. I grew up to know budgeting to reflect the yearnings and the expression of the specific communities. But what do we have? Envelope budgeting. On transportation last year, we spent 100,000. Add 20% for this year. It doesn't make sense. You see us year in, year out, spending money on capital assets, and they are being treated as if they are consumables. Why do we keep buying photocopiers every year? Computers, air conditioners. They are not
even spoons.
They are not disposables. They should serve for minimum of 4 years, if anything. The AC in your sitting room, I mean, from what I've seen, can't be less than 10 years. It's still working. It's still servicing me. My laptop is about 11 years. It's still serving me. What did I do? I upgraded it. So we have to begin to think along.
But there could be wear and tear in some of these things.
I am not saying no, but not the way we repeat them. Even in official accommodations, they change gas cooker, television, and all things. Furniture. These are not things perishables. They're not perishables. They don't get spoiled within 12 calendar months. So we must begin to look into all of those areas. Some people benefit immensely from these things because when those things are moved, we don't know what happens to them. Some people take them away. Those are undeserved benefits, denying the larger majority what they deserve. So we must begin to think in that direction. Another angle is the issue of petroleum oil
subsidy.
So oil subsidy, then oil theft. Right. The volume of oil that is being stolen, okay, when compared to the one that earns us income, is a lot more. The people behind this are not spirits. They are possibly Nigerians in collaboration with foreigners. These are things that must be addressed forthwith, without wasting time. Now, for him to have come up to say that, knowing that he's going to inherit 77 trillion naira indebtedness, knowing that presently 93% of our income is being expended on servicing debts, he must have done his own work. Otherwise, I am waiting for him, and so also are people on the street. Because We want a better life. As a journalist said about 2 weeks ago, that look, stop vilifying Bola Tinubu. If he fails, we all fail. So let's instead begin to think with him, think along with him, set agenda for him. And that's why when I got the info yesterday that I'll be here, I was like, oh, fantastic. Because it is about us, not about him. And when I mean us, the Nigerian masses. And I'm in that bracket. And I'm sure you are in the bracket too. So to that extent, I don't want to worry my head too much about, because I know that if we are determined, we will make money available. I've told you what can be done. And apart from that, we still have unexplored avenues for additional income.
And that is even where I wanted to ask you about before we move on to the Abuja studios. What sense you are getting as to how the Tinubu presidency will explore these channels to generate more income for the country? Because as you've also said, which I take the point you made about the percentage, the humongous percentage Nigeria will have to spend on servicing its debts, for example. Right. So with what is left, if at all, IMF is saying 84.6% or thereabout of Nigeria's revenues on debts alone. With what is left, how do you reckon that the Tinubu presidency will serve Nigerians?
Even at the individual or local level, you renegotiate and reschedule loans. Right? Those who gave us the loans, they meant well. That the loans were not well managed is another story entirely. Because from my standpoint, the bulk of the money that were taken as loan cannot be accounted for. We still shout, we still demand for transparency and accountability. But put that aside. As I said, the president-elect knows I can renegotiate loans, and in doing that, put us in a comfort position whereby we will not be expending that huge sum of our national income paying debts that are not generating income. A lot of the debts you see, because I'm not against us borrowing money, even as persons, but for you to borrow any money, you must have done your due diligence and established that the loan you are taking is capable of to generate repayment and also pay associated expenses that will come with it. Now, in this case, that will be done. Number two, the report on mining, especially of gold, across Nigeria, we've had it. We've seen videos where mini planes are landing and, taking off, moving with our gold. And just like it's happening in Congo, our gold is being sold in the black market, in the world black market. This has to be addressed. These are known things. I'm not saying what people don't know. They're out there in the public space. But everybody is pretending as if they can't be tackled. They will be tackled. And then when they are tackled, it will free funds for Nigeria. Apart from that, the custom and exercise, they're also not doing enough at the borders. Remember, for a long time, the borders were ordered closed. The consequence of that was massive smuggling. Okay? When you make access impossible through official channels, what time we find this level? Nigeria has over 1,500 unmanned borders.